I'm Morgan from Pack Hacker, and in this video we're taking a look at the WANDRD Nimbus 18L, which I've been testing for 2 weeks. If you find this video helpful, hit subscribe so that we can continue making content that helps you travel smarter. Let's jump in. So the majority of the exterior is made from a super robust, super weather resistant tarpaulin material, as you can kind of see here. It feels good. It is nice in that it doesn't have like a super loud tarp sound, which I really appreciated. And the rest of the material, like on the bottom, is like a super protective, super sturdy nylon-like material, which is like an interesting choice, having the tarp on like the front and the sides as opposed to like the bottom. But one thing that I did appreciate about all of the fabric is they don't pick up hair a lot. Like they don't collect it like a lot of other fabrics might. And so living in a household with 2 cats, I've not had any issues with like this collecting dust or hair. The zippers are YKK and have really nice zipper pulls. They are pretty smooth, even around the corner, with one exception being on the laptop compartment right here. I'm not entirely sure why. They're YKK as well, but they are just like a little bit more stiffer for some reason, especially around the corners here. There are 2 compression straps on the side, and they have like this really cool elastic so that you can kind of keep track and manage the excess slack really nicely. And these also work for securing down like a tripod, a large water bottle, or a umbrella, or you can also attach gear to it as well. And then there are 4 more attachment points on the front and on the bottom, which you can use with extra last straps, which are sold separately by WANDRD, and they just connect to the points, and you can do like X style on the front or the 4 under the bottom if you want to carry like a yoga mat or a large jacket or something like that. And then there are 3 grab handles. This top one, and the material is really soft, like a very smooth seatbelt like material. It's pretty comfortable. It's got like a minimal degree of padding, which is nice as well. And then there's one on both sides as well. These sit pretty flush up against the side, so they're like out of the way when not in use, but they're really easy and really comfortable to use. Taking a look at the shoulder straps, they have a very comfortable design. As you can see, they have like a nice contoured shape to them. They also have load lifters to kind of help ensure like a more comfortable carry, which is really nice, especially with heavier gear. The straps have a rolled design on the seams so that the seams sit on the front and kind of they're supposed to prevent chafing, and I can definitely agree with that assessment. I never had any issues with them chafing up against my arm. The shoulder straps also have like a lot of different attachment points, as you can see. I think there's like 7 vertical and then 3 horizontal on both sides. The sternum strap works really nicely. It uses like a click, like a clip-on system basically, and while it looks like it's a rail, it snaps into place basically. So it's really intuitive, really simple to use, and I really like the way that you can hook both to one side if you don't want to use it, so that you still have it even if you don't need it. And then the back has like a really nice contoured shape to it right here to kind of fit the curvature of your spine, with a bunch of padding and air mesh for breathability itself. So this is what it looks like on. It has like a pretty minimal form factor. The shoulder straps are really comfortable all by themselves. I've never really felt the need to kind of add on with the sternum strap. There are hip belt loops, so you can use WANDRD's hip belt attachment to kind of add on a little bit of extra stability and comfort. But honestly, the sternum strap is more than enough in my opinion. But if you want more, the load lifters also do a really good job of helping kind of just keep everything nice and comfortable, even during like longer trips and with heavier gear. The shoulder straps also have like these loops to kind of help cinch it down and have like a really comfortable fit. And as you can see, it has like a nice, it fits the spine really well. So like once you get that set in, it's super comfortable. On both sides, there are water bottle pockets, and it uses a really stretchy mesh, which is, it sits nice up against the bag. It's like pretty taut so that it doesn't like hang. I use this for water bottles. When I use this as a gym bag, I would put like extra water bottles or protein shakers in here, and that worked really well. There are no drainage holes, so just keep that in mind if you do choose to use this like as a pocket for an umbrella. This also worked really well as like a tripod holder, especially with the compression straps, which you can use to kind of stabilize and make sure that it doesn't wiggle around when it's in the pocket. I was able to fit a 32-ounce water bottle in both compression straps as well. One thing I will note though, especially with this tarpaulin material, is when trying to get the larger water bottles in here, I did like scratch the tarp material, and so it's a little unforgiving in that respect. I don't know if you can see there, like the scratch marks there. And then with smaller water bottles like this 24-ounce, it stays nice and tight thanks to the super robust gusset towards the top. And so I think even thinner water bottles would have no problem staying put once inside. On top, there is a quick access pocket for like smaller everyday essentials right here. This pocket is super small though. So like inside I just have a pair of AirPods. It has a built-in key leash with a super short strap and a very chunky clip, which is super nice to use. I do like this design, as if you can see, it spins on its own, but you can also, you don't have to like press in to get to like access it. You just press here and it works. So it kind of, it's like a really small feature, but I found it really helpful and convenient. And then, like I mentioned, this pocket is pretty small. I was able to stick like a wallet in here as well, but you know, with the wallet and the AirPods and the keys, it was starting to get a little tight. On the back is a hidden stash pocket, which is kind of like in this lumbar support area right here. It is fairly tight since there's like a lot of padding here. So it's best for like flatter items. Like I have a little field notes book here, which you could also put like a wallet, or probably a thinner, slimmer wallet, or a passport works really well. And since it's sitting up against your back, it's a little bit more secure. And then also have like some banknotes in here as well. It goes all the way over, but because of how tight it is, it's a little difficult to get stuff in. So I would just be a little cautious about what you do choose to put inside this pocket. And then finally, on top, there is the dedicated laptop sleeve, which is lifted and is really nice in that regard, where it keeps your laptop from hitting the bottom if you were to drop it. And inside, it can fit a 16-inch MacBook Pro. There it is. And you can kind of see inside there. There's no like soft felt lining or anything like that, but I think with the solid structure and the dense padding of the back panel, that provides like a really good amount of protection for your devices inside. Taking a look at the main compartment here, the dual zips have like these nice, like I mentioned, zipper pulls, which are super comfortable and super easy to use. The opening spans like slightly inward into the water bottle pockets, which is kind of like a nice little security feature, where if you want to hide the zippers, you can do so by putting them to one side and then like kind of obscuring them with the water bottle pocket. And then if you want to take it like a little bit further, you can also do it and then have the water bottle block it, just to kind of prevent anybody from accessing it if you're in like a crowded environment like that. And so it's difficult to even locate. So I found that to be like a really small but nice feature. Taking a look inside, first, you may notice this fold down pocket. And the cool thing about this is the way that it was designed so that you fold it down and the opening is at the top here and you can access all of the stuff inside of it like this. It does take a little bit of getting used to since I'm kind of more used to like a traditional zippered pocket being like up at the top and like accessing it like that. I found myself constantly trying to like get stuff, how do we do it? Get stuff out of it without folding it down entirely, and because there's no like lip or gusset really at this end, it tends to kind of just fall out. So something to keep in mind. This is mesh, so you can kind of see inside of it, which is really nice. And so, I don't know why I'm doing it like this here. And so inside I just have some gum, chaps, lip balm, and hand sanitizer, just kind of like everyday quick access things that I want like really quickly. And then behind this pocket is a really clever air tag pocket, which is not the most accessible, which is part of the security that I liked about it. In order to get to it, you really have to know where it is in order to get to it. So if you lose the bag or it gets stolen, it's not immediately noticeable that, you know, there's an air tag in it. And so even just trying to find the air tag specifically in this bag would take a decent amount of time unless you know where to look. And then also getting it in and out also takes a little bit of maneuvering as well. Then there is another zippered pocket all the way at the back, similar mesh lining with nice amount of visibility, have field notes, a USB-C cable, a highlighter, and a pen. This worked really nicely. I would usually like store my wallet in here just because it's kind of like recessed and hidden. Well, actually here. In the main compartment as well, there's also a good amount of space. So inside I just have a jacket and at the bottom a tech pouch. So now that that's out of the way, you can see on the sides here, super minimal. I didn't even notice it the first time. Stretchy mesh pockets as well. And so these worked really well for just like smaller items. So in that I had like some tissue, and then I have my wallet in this other one. And it's got like a decent amount of space. As you can see here, it goes like right here. And so all of these pockets together do a really, really good job of keeping smaller items easily accessible at the top while not having to dig around at the bottom for, you know, smaller items like lip balm, your wallet, etc. And then the rest of the compartment is just like a nice empty space. And so, like I said, I had a tech pouch in here. I've stored like, I use this as a gym bag, so I would put like gym shoes and like a change of clothes or a towel at the bottom, and it does like a really good job of just keeping everything neat and organized while still providing a good amount of access. So there you have it, the WANDRD Nimbus 18 liters. Thanks for keeping it here at Packhacker, your guide to smarter travel. We'll see you in the next video.